Now, the final part of my argument, let's look at DNA itself. DNA is a double helix containing 4 chemicals, which we give the abbreviations A, C, T, and G. I call it Act of God. It's my personal preference. But A, C, T, and G are base 4. A computer is made of zeros and ones. It is base 2, on and off within the silicon chip. And this is not like a code, it is absolutely a code, which one of the functions is to sequence amino acids. There are 3 billion nucleotide base pairs in one cell, one human cell, DNA. Now, that I've worked it out and others have worked it out. That's equivalent to 4,000 textbooks of information. That's every PUC subject and every degree subject and all the professional courses and ITI. All those textbooks, if you put together, probably less than 4,000 actually. So every bit of knowledge that every college student learns is amazingly stored in this micro, most efficient storage information system. It's a library. Every cell, the nucleus, is the library. It's the instruction manual. It is not like a computer program. It is a computer program. That's interesting that Bill Yates, the richest man in the world and the designer and architect of Microsoft company and Microsoft Windows, says that the information inside a cell is not like a computer program. It is a computer program, only something far more complex than anything we've written. And yeah, it's not like 4,000 manuals. It is 4,000 manuals. Okay, now who could accept that you drop the Scrabble letters and you get the Oxford Dictionary? Even if you had, 14 billion years, if you kept dropping enough Scrabble letters on the floor, you may occasionally get THE or AT, 2 or 3 letters, short words come and you can read it here or there. But getting them all straight and getting the whole Oxford Dictionary is not just very, very unlikely. It is impossible. It is impossible. We've got the Oxford Dictionary. It's everywhere. But it didn't happen by random processes. It happened by intelligent human beings. And these 4,000 manuals in every one of your 10 trillion cells did not come about by random processes scientifically. And you can believe that. If you want to believe that, that's your faith. It's your religion. Atheism is a religion. But let's not call it the only explanation of science. Some people have their presuppositions. They don't want an intelligent designer. They rule that out, and therefore they start with the premise that that cannot be on the table. That option of an intelligent designer cannot be on the table. You have to ask them why. Maybe they're upset. Maybe they're hurt in life. Maybe at one point they were angry with God, maybe, and don't believe in him anymore, or maybe they don't like the idea or the moral accountability of there being an intelligent designer. Now, the subject, who is that designer, is beyond the scope of this course, and I think it's something that every reasonable thinking human being will want to devote considerable interest, conversation, research, inquiry, prayer to find out. What does he expect from us? What is he like? What are the great different philosophers and prophets of history? What do they say? Every one of us has to look at that and think carefully. Ultimate issues, determined on eternal destiny, may be determined by what we believe on these crucial, fundamental issues and answers. Now, there is a SETI program in which the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, in which they're constantly monitoring radio waves and other waves from outer space, deep space. And they say if we can get one line of code, it proves there's life on other planets. Typically, they say we are coming in 2025. Don't shoot. If they find that code coming from outer space, they say it proves there's intelligent life in outer space. Well, we don't have one line, don't shoot, we're coming in 2025. We have 4,000 textbooks in every one of our cells. We've found we're pointing the telescopes in the wrong way. We found evidence of intelligent life inside. It's the signature in the cell. It's the pointer towards intelligence. And if there's intelligence, then we are morally accountable. Hence, we should not get caught up with porn and premarital sex. We should go according to the Maker's instructions. It appears in every religion. You should be pure until you're married, according to the Maker's instruction manual. What would be the point of missing out instruction manual for a laptop and putting in 400 volts instead of 200 volts, ruining your laptop? Read the Maker's instructions for your laptop and for your body. Lastly, we need to look at the Big Bang. And this is the idea that everything came out of absolutely nothing, which most scientists believe. Let's look at this little video, and then I'll discuss it and talk about it.
The only way to debate this issue is to look at the available evidence, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to put God on trial, with Professor Radisson as the prosecutor, me as the defense attorney, and you as the jury. Most cosmologists now agree that the universe began some 13.7 billion years ago in an event known as the Big Bang. So let's look at theoretical physicist and Nobel Prize winner Steven Weinberg's description of what the Big Bang would have looked like. And since he's an atheist, we can be sure there isn't any believer bias in his description. In the beginning, there was an explosion, and in 3 minutes, 98% of the matter there is or ever will be was produced. We had a universe. For 2,500 years, most scientists agreed with Aristotle on the idea of a steady-state universe, that the universe has always existed with no beginning and no end. But the Bible disagreed. In the 1920s, Belgian astronomer George Lemaitre, a theist, who's actually also...
What's a theist?
A theist is someone who believes in the existence of God. He said that the entire universe, jumping into existence in a trillionth of a second, out of nothingness in an unimaginably intense flash of light, is how he would expect the universe to respond if God were to actually utter the command in Genesis 1:3, "Let there be light." In other words, the origin of the universe unfolded exactly how one would expect after reading Genesis, and for 2,500 years, the Bible had it right, and science had it wrong. All of which points to a God that created it. You see, in the real world, we never see things jumping into existence out of nothingness, but atheists want to make one small exception to this rule, namely the universe and everything in it.